All right, guys, what's going on? Got another episode of Men of Now. What is this, our fourth one?
Number 4.
Yeah, number 4. Keep chugging along. And today it's an awesome topic, and it's all about fashion. How men can have badass style nowadays. I know it's something that gets talked about here and there, but some people just don't get it. And I figured we might as well dive into the topic since it's an important part of how you present yourself to the world and how you present yourself to the opposite sex. So,
Absolutely.
Joel, let me ask you a question. When did you wake up, look in the mirror, and say, "Oh my God, I look like a mess. I need to fix my style"?
That's a great question, Huds. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I woke up and was like disgusted by how I was dressing. But what happened was I hit puberty and I realized the cool kids dressed a little different than my Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering friends. I remember we had those pants that would zip off at the knee. So they
No,
would be
don't tell
like,
me that. You did not wear those, did you?
I did wear those, yep, for many years.
Oh my
They
God.
were they were the best, dude. I stand by them today. Like when you're hot and you need to get some shorts, you just zip those those puppies off. The girls probably don't like it that much, but so what happened was in like I don't know, I think seventh, eighth grade, I became friends with one of the really cool guys at our school. He was like the best at sports. All the girls liked him, and for some reason, we became close friends. We started a band together, and he always wore shorts. So he's like, dude, I need to start getting into some jeans. And so his mom took us to American Eagle. So you guys will hear watching that we have a couple American Eagle guys here, some OGs. And we got the graphic tees, we got all the garb, we got that spray that actually smelled pretty good, the cologne. So we just GQ'd up. We got a nice belt. And it was like those belts where you like wrap it around and tuck it in. They were like, I can't even, I will have to put a picture up or something. But anyway, we got the jeans and I just remember we went to school the next day and literally girls were like, "Oh my God, you guys are wearing jeans." We're just like, "Yeah, fuck yeah. We're on the next level here." And throughout high school, it was pretty much Hollister, Abercrombie, all those like what used to be really big brands that kind of are to the side now. Like I only see people like from other countries coming in wearing Hollister, but that's kind of my origin story. How
Interesting,
about
interesting. Take a step back for a second since you're standing up. I want to see how well this fit is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like dude, that's amazing, and it's so simple. No graphic tees, no nonsense. Yeah,
Cheap
no,
watch. Yeah,
it's
that's all you
fantastic.
need. Thanks, man.
So with me, it was kind of much of the same. It was part of that whole time, like that evolution when I wanted to get better with women. It was like junior, senior year of high school, and I went on a trip to Europe, and my mom had took me on like I guess a shopping spree like beforehand, and it was all American Eagle. So my entire outfit, I knew the exact type of belt you're talking about. I don't know how to describe it properly, but it was this weird type of thing. It would always have the end hanging down
Yes.
if you didn't tuck it all the way over. Like the style is to have it hanging down, like a pseudo, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and the like at the time, I loved the colors. I thought all of it was like really cool, but it wasn't long after that I just kind of stopped wearing them. Like I
Mm,
realized that the graphic tees, it's more kind of like a child's thing. And it also there's nothing that really compares to just solid colors. Solid colors, a clean fit, it makes everything so simple. So yeah, during that time, like that was kind of the awakening for me because like I was super excited to get these clothes, but then that's actually shortly thereafter is when I got into wearing a lot of polo. So I'd go to like the
okay.
factory outlets, and that was all solid colors. So I
Mm,
kind of made that transition from like junior year. Then in senior year, it was all just solid. And I will do like certain patterns and stuff with like dress
sure.
shirts like this.
Yep.
But other than that, it went straight to solid colors. And like, how do you pair that with other things in your outfit?
Definitely. Yeah. That's a great origin story, man. American Eagle for life. Comment down below, guys, if you're American Eagle OGs. And I'm going to follow up a little bit on that. when you said that you got into solid colors in high school, I went, dang, like that's impressive because I went to college in Hollister, man. Remember, I think my first day I had that big like seagull on my chest. And
Mm,
what happened was I got into a fraternity and nobody in the fraternities, man, are wearing American Eagle. They're all like, suits. They got the solid colors. And that's really where I think I got to where you were in the sense of that, realizing that solid colors, button ups with some patterns are good, but no like designer things, nothing with big words on it. You kind of want to stay away from that. A little logo is fine here, like with Ralph Lauren or like what's the big one? Vineyard Vines. That was like a huge
mhm.
one. And yeah, so we are grown men now, so we dress solid. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you. I want your thoughts on this. For somebody who is just starting out trying to improve their appearance and what they have in the closet, what would you say to them? Like, what would you say back to younger Joel?
Sure, that's a great question. I would say start with what you guys are watching now, a YouTube video. So there are tons of YouTube videos about like teaching men's fashion. That's like probably the biggest one. That guy Jose, and like how to beast. He also has like some good fashion, and really just kind of I would say find guys that you look up to and just watch what they're wearing. Go through a few videos, check out their Instagram, and I think if you're watching this, you're going to get a little kind of cheat code here because you'll find that they're all just wearing solid colors. So as we're going to continue talking about finding the solid colors that are best for you, that's really all you need, and then good fit as well. How about
Mhm.
yourself, Huds?
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely seeking out some of the information. It was interesting. I was just reading up on some stuff earlier, and there was a fashion designer who was talking about kind of their progression and the most important things for men's fashion. And he was telling a story about how he had this client, and his client would always bring his wife with him. And every time he would give advice or put things out there, she would say, "Oh no, like he doesn't like that. He doesn't look good in those types of things."
Mm,
And it was like a constant negative cycle. Like anything that he was saying as the expert, she was immediately like throwing aside. And kind of what he said about it is that it goes back to that you are the accumulation of the five people that you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with people that are telling you to be a certain way or not approving of things a different way, then nothing's going to change. So I thought that was very interesting, and also, I mean, the psychology behind it too is that it's a form of mate guarding with women, where they'll
oh
have
wow.
you dress. Yeah, they'll have you
Wow.
dress, um, or they'll get you gifts, clothes, things like that. Uh, Less attractive
No way.
so that
You
yeah, so that
sneaky
you're not
bastard.
attracted. Yeah,
Holy
it's a really interesting phenomenon,
wow.
and I didn't even think about that until we're, like, talking right here. But yeah, no, it's a real thing, and if you need or you want advice on this, find people that can give the best stuff. I mean, uh, God rest his soul, Kevin Samuels, that dude
Mhm.
was always suave as hell. And if you can talk to certain people like that, they can really set you straight. And it's not too difficult to do, but it's a skill just like anything else. Like
Yeah.
you can't necessarily pick your clothes and your colors and all that type of stuff just blindly. Sometimes you do need a little bit of support from others.
100%. Yep. I think that's great advice, Huds. And, I'm going to add one thing to that. If you're at a department store, if you're just like at a Target or somewhere and there's a cute girl, make it a 2-for-1. Like go up to her, practice an approach. Like obviously you don't need her number, but just say, hey, yo, I'm trying to level up my style. What would you think? And because she's not dating you, she's not going to do that make order thing and probably will give you good advice on like what, because girls have great fashion. They really do. But that blew my mind. That blows my mind, man. That girls do that. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Now it's interesting that you said that because when I was going to pick out my first cologne, I actually did the exact same thing.
Oh,
I didn't
nice.
I didn't bring my girl. I didn't I just went there and I flirted with the girl that was working there and saying things like, "Well, which one do you find the most attractive? Like, which one do you find the most like arousing?" Like stuff like that. And it's like tongue in cheek. And she knows that I'm like, she knows I'm flirting with her, but
Mm,
she knows I'm not like trying to get in her pants. Like I'm
Yeah.
sincerely there trying to find the best cologne for me. And so it's that's a great tip. I love that.
And two, it will also it'll help you practice getting like, I guess, in the energy of a girl that's comfortable with you. Because I know this is kind of, we're deviating a little bit, but when a lot of guys go and start approaching, there's so much anxiety that it's usually not well received by the girls. And it's like, they're like, you're so anxious or whatever, and the girls can pick up on that. So if you can go in there and like just have like what Hud said, that mindset of just, I'm literally just getting cologne, you're gonna just see what it's like to be around a woman and not needing anything, just being like just having that energy, and it's a huge difference. And then you can take that and kind of just curtail it to your own game and say, okay, with like, why am I not experiencing this kind of same thing, the same ease and like relaxation I did with Cologne Girl that I'm doing with this super hot girl at Whole Foods or whatever. So it
Mhm.
definitely can be a 2-for-1 training there.
Good point. Good point. Now, let me ask you a question. What is Joel's favorite store to shop for clothes at?
If you heard of Balenciaga, no, I'm just kidding. I spent only $6,000 on shoes, by the way. My favorite store is Target.
Well, that doesn't make sense. I thought you're supposed to get nice clothes.
There's the secret, Huds. Nice clothes are everywhere. Even Walmart, man. Walmart's got some gems. If you look in the right, if you get the fit right, you can go anywhere. You can go Kohl's. I know we have a Kohl's guy right here with us tonight. Kohl's, you got J.C. Penney. It doesn't matter the store. H&M, that's a great one that has cheap. My jeans are from H&M. They're the only jeans that I found that fit well. Boom, $20.
So when you say fit, what exactly do you mean by that?
Good question. So a lot of guys you'll see if you're out walking about, their clothes don't really fit very well. And you might be like, wait, yeah, that's obvious. And that's the point. It's obvious. You'll see it. It doesn't fit around the body. It's loose, it's baggy, or sometimes it's too tight. If you're a chubbier guy, man.
It'll be too tight and your nipples are shooting out of it.
Yeah, dude.
I
Guys
can't
with
tell you how many times I've seen that.
yeah, dude, nipple alert. And if you're wearing a white shirt that's like fit well, you might be nipping unless you have like a thicker fabric. Like these Target shirts, they do nip in the white, so you got to be careful with that. But yeah, guys, like it's really about how it fits your body type, and that's really going to make the outfit look good. Not so much the little logo or the tag on the back, right? How much you can tell people it was worth. It's going to be about how it looks on you, how people
Mhm.
perceive you.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I love that. It's not about what it is, it's about how it looks on you. Like, why do we get suits tailored? So when you think about the shoulders, we've all seen people that wear a blazer where for some reason it's propped up on the top of the shoulder and they look like a box. I
Yeah.
mean, let's think back to that Kanye West and whoever the guy was when they were like dressed as like Roblox characters. Like
Oh,
that
yep.
that's why that's why you get things that fit your body because it does. It makes you look better, it makes you look more masculine. I mean, us as men, like looking at you right now, that shirt is a perfect fit on you because it accentuates your shoulders and you have that V taper frame. Whereas if you have clothes that don't fit, it doesn't matter how expensive or whatever else they are. People don't even really care that much about the brand. It's more like a statement. And honestly, I would say a lot of it too comes from like an insecurity. So
Yes.
I think fit is most important. And dude, I tell people all the time, Kohl's is your best friend, and you can get so much stuff for so cheap. And some of my best fitting clothing, and like I get compliments all the time from like friends and even just girls when I'm out because I dress well, but I dress well with clothes on the cheap because I'm more focused about not spending a lot of money, having it fit well, and that's really it. Like I got a couple different outfits. Like I got way more clothes than I even need, but I typically just cycle through a couple different outfits because I just spent the time and got the right fit.
Yeah. That's all it is. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. What is one of those outfits that you get that, like, people are like, whoa, how's it look so
Oh
good?
yeah. So here's another piece of it. Like, so with your chain that you're wearing, that's a great addition to your outfit.
Mm.
And then you've got a nice watch as well. So one of the main outfits I'll wear, like right now, I'm actually wearing a gray shirt, just because this one's more comfortable because of the material. But even with like you'll see in like my profile pictures, things like that, I tend to wear a lot of Ralph Lauren like polo black shirts
Okay.
because they fit
Yeah.
well, and I think that they contrast well with my look. And so I will wear that, jeans, nice shoes, and like to add in a piece like this.
Let's go.
So one thing I want to talk about when it comes to watches, chains, anything else, it doesn't have to be expensive. Okay. So
Yes.
this watch
Yep.
here is a Vincero. If anybody's heard of that, it's not crazy expensive. This watch I think cost me like 130, and it's a nice blue with the silver. So it pops out in contrast uh, to like a black shirt and like everything else. So it pops, but it's not obnoxious. So like you know how people have like big gold watches and stuff. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's too obnoxious and distracting.
for
This is
sure.
just a really classic piece that I've gotten plenty of compliments on. And to tell you the truth, right now, this thing, its battery died probably a year and a half ago. I
Let's
still
go.
wear it
Hell
because
yeah.
no one cares.
Oh, 'cause that's
But
awesome.
yeah, I've got
Oh
others as
man.
well, more than just this, but just finding those things to really accentuate everything. Because if
Yeah.
you imagine like somebody with like a nice button down, everything all set up, maybe nice sunglasses, got a nice watch,
Yep.
tucked in shirt, like nice belt, they've got beautiful shoes, like that's the classic look. And
Oh
the
yeah.
classic look is a classic for a reason. It's
Yeah.
never gone out of style. And I think that's the biggest mistake that guys make is
Mm.
when they think of like, well, how do I up my style? They may go with like whatever is currently out there, or they're like Google search and they see some stuff. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's just, yeah, it's a little too much. I
Oh yeah.
really think classic is classic for a reason, and it's definitely the best way to go.
100%. And like you look sometimes at like the rappers today, like I think that's where a lot of people get their first inspiration from, like from out people from LA, right? Dude, they're wearing like dresses in the middle of summer. You're not gonna be looking suave, dressing like those LA boys, or like like Lil Yachty, right? He's got, I don't know, boots up to his knees, and who knows, like 40 chains on. You're like, it's like, guys, like you don't need to, you don't need to do that. There's a reason James Bond is always wearing like solid colors. He's got maybe a suit on, he takes it off, he's got a plain colored shirt on and a watch, right? It's like,
Hmm.
just like you said, it's absolutely classic. And Huds, can you hold up that watch again?
Sure.
So what I really like about that watch is the band. Actually, it's a very thin band. So when you see watches that are super bulky, it's because they have that just like chain linked band that's just like huge, right? That's like the perfect band, and that's my favorite band anyway. The one that just it's just so minimal.
Hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. This is a game changer, I have to say. And with me, so like I do like to add a little flair. I didn't initially,
Okay.
but I actually wear red sneakers almost exclusively.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah, and what I like about that is with the full outfit, the red sneakers match the red horse on the polo.
Ah, let's go.
Uh-huh. And
I love
so I just, yeah, I love it. I love to add a little bit like that. It's not something that I really had done a ton in the past. I would typically do like nicer shoes,
it.
but
Mhm.
oh, dude, it's cool what you can play around with once you kind of settle into it. But
Yep.
truly, I know it. Fashion is something that's difficult for guys to wrap their head around sometimes. It really is super simple. It's
Yep.
like solid colors, good fit, have a nice piece, nice shoes, nice jeans. Simple, 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 simple.
Simple.
Simple
Simple.
is better.
Yep. And I think another good point on this, guys, is like So I don't fit well in Ralph Lauren. So what you want to do is you want to get out there and you want to try some stuff on. So go to different stores. Like there's outlet malls that have like Ralph Lauren for cheap, because Ralph Lauren can be a little bit pricey. And just try different brands on, because you'll find that some brands just don't fit your body well. Just like what I said, Ralph Lauren doesn't fit me well, but it fits Hud's great. Target
Mhm.
fits me well, might not fit Hud's as well. H&M might not fit Hud's as well either, because you're a taller guy. I think H&M tailors to more like skinnier dudes. So it's really,
But
yeah.
wait, what are you trying to say?
Skater boy dudes, how about that? That was actually more like a, yeah. Okay, thanks for coming to the show, guys. We'll see you next week. This is great.
No, but I get what you're saying. That's
Yeah,
100% true. And just because you like hear one brand might be good,
yeah,
doesn't mean it can work out. Like I tried to
yeah.
make Brooks Brothers. So
Mm,
Brooks Brothers is a more expensive brand, but I tried to make Brooks Brothers work for me for years, and I
okay.
just kept shooting myself in the foot, and it was so frustrating. Whereas something like Vineyard Vines, which is very similar, but I would say a little bit more casual, less business oriented. But once I moved to Vineyard Vines, like all their stuff fits me amazing. So like Vineyard
Nice.
Vines and Ralph Lauren for me, out of the park. But again, I'm not. I got a couple shirts that these things last, God, years. Like these types of shirts, I wear them until they fray out, literally, and it still looks good. It's at that point when you're like, okay, I think this guy's time has come. Like three,
Yeah,
4, 5 years down the line. Um, but for other stuff like what you're wearing, a very plain tee like that, go to a couple different places and you'll be
yeah,
amazed what you find. Like for me, Kohl's, the plain tees from Kohl's, they fit me beautifully.
nice. And guys, Kohl's Cash. Kohl's Cash, man.
Yeah.
You can get
Uh-huh.
like 4 shirts for like the price of
Dude, there's a way you can
2
game the
shirts.
system too. My mom taught me a little bit of it,
Okay.
and she used to do it. You can actually shop for Kohl's at free or for free.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
How
Depending
so?
on depending on how or depending on what you purchase, the Kohl's cash you get, the timing of your return, you can shop at Kohl's for free. I mean, no one's really got time for that. Like I don't really feel like saving a maybe a couple $100 just to do the whole process. But yeah, and it still exists today. You can still do it. It's the way that they have
Wow.
it set up because they expect you to forget about it.
Okay. Oh shit. Well, we're gonna have to have a talk later, Huds. And you guys want to talk a tutorial on how to Kohl's cache the system? Leave a
And
comment down
actually,
below.
this as well. I actually have done some of my shoe shopping at Kohl's
Okay.
because you can get some pretty decently looking shoes for like $30,
Hell yeah.
which is
That's
like
what's up.
crazy to think of. Like those red shoes that I have, they cost, I think they might have been like 150, but it's because they're really nice quality. They're going to last me almost forever.
Nice.
But I would get like $30 pairs of shoes. Like just you gotta see it to believe it. They won't last as long, and they definitely are not as comfortable when you first put them on. But you just break them in, and you got 5 pairs for the price of 1 pair, and you can switch them out with
Seriously.
different outfits.
Totally, dude. That's a great segue now to talk about shoes. So I'm with you, man. Like shoe game is super important, right? And you really want to tailor it so it matches your outfit. Like Hud's is, you got the red and the red. I do a white sneaker. That's like my go-to.
Hmm.
And a little pro tip, guys, is if you can, it doesn't always have to be this way, but if you can match your shoe to your belt to your watch, get the trifecta going. That's going to look really clean. So these actually have some brown in it. My belt is brown, and then the watch I have, which was from Target for I think $8, is brown. And I've gotten a ton of compliments on dates from this watch. And I almost get like embarrassed because like I want to tell them it's like a G-Shock or some super expensive brand. I'm like, nope, it's from Target. It was $5.
Hmm.
They're like, oh, cool. I didn't even know, right? So people don't even care, especially girls, which is the whole reason we dress well, right? So if you can match those three on that's the best. Obviously, you don't have to for sure. And then another tip that we were talking about jewelry. You kind of want to match the jewelry as much as possible. So like I got a little silver here. You can't even see it, but it's like silverish,
Yeah.
which matches the chain. And then my earring is silver too. You don't kind of want a black earring with like a silver chain and like a gold watch. I mean, obviously, no one's going to tell you to F off, but it looks a little better if you can match those three. So a little pro tip for you guys to get that down. Yep.
That's good. I like that. Yeah. If you can find the little colors within your outfit to kind of like flow together, it's very subtle, but it accentuates everything. That's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And going back to the shoes here. So Huds was saying, yeah, those cheap shoes can be uncomfortable. Fuck yeah, dude. These were, I think, $40, and I might have even gotten cheaper. And they are the most uncomfortable shoe until I put in my friend Dr. Scholl's. Dude, this thing will change your life, guys. Like it was like $8 from the grocery store. Absolute game changer, man. Just get the athletic one, super squishy, makes it like you're actually wearing a comfortable shoe, and boom, change your life.
Absolutely. I see Glenn hating in the chat here. Black and gold is classic. That is true, but I tell you, the black and silver with the popping out blue, this thing rocks. This thing rocks. But yeah, it's finding what colors work for you. And it's interesting. I will segue this. It's later down in my list of things to talk about, but I brought it up to you, color theory. And
Yes.
you said you didn't know what that was. So color theory, and I won't go super deep into this. I would suggest you do some of your own research on it if you're listening to this. But color theory is the understanding of your skin tone, your hair color, your eye color, and then what matches you. What colors actually match you? Some people might be more of a summer. Some people are in autumn. Some people are a spring, or winter. It's all over the place. For me, I tend to be more of a I believe it's a warm spring and a warm autumn. So if I wear like those darker colors, it can work. I don't know if it works as well as some of the other spring colors. Like I'm able to rock some of the brighter colored colors, and it works for me. But it's based on my skin tone. Whereas for somebody else, it may make them look goofy. So when you look into this and understand exactly what your color palette is, then the clothes that you get, as long as they match that, it's going to make you look as good as possible.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And this is the first time you've shared with me about color theory. So I'm learning about this too. But we do it every day, right? Like matching our skin tone to certain colors. Like I don't look good in yellow. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, what?
Please don't cancel this, YouTube. Yeah, I don't look great in yellow, so I can't wear yellow. Like certain bright colors don't work well either. This is probably the lightest I can go without it clashing with my skin. And I'm like we talked the other day, like whites and blacks are going to look good, pretty much universal.
Why is that? What's the difference with white and black?
That's a good question. I would guess it's just because it's so neutral and it's like in.
Oh no, I thought I was leading you into it. White is well, yes, they are neutral. White is better for if you want to look larger. It will make you look larger than you are. And then black actually makes you look slimmer. There's a reason why when you go out, the majority of the girls are always wearing black. It's just the truth, because it does. There's a visual thing that happens with the eye and how it perceives the reflected light on it, where it makes you look slimmer. Whereas with white, it's larger in the field of vision.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Like all Lululemon leggings out there are pretty much black. When you see a girl in a white, you're just like, you see everything. So yeah, that's a great point. And I think that goes too for dark colors and light colors in general. Like light colors are going to make you look bigger. Dark colors are going to make you look smaller. So this is a great tip for if you're a bigger guy and you're maybe like on the path of losing some weight, maybe you're dealing with a little bit of insecurity in that front, throw on a dark shirt, right? Because you're going to look slimmer. Guys like me that are skinny or that are like trying to put on muscle, like you put on a light colored shirt, you're going to look a little bigger. So that's a great tip. It definitely can trick the eye a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely can see it with you. Like you look like you've got really like a really broad chest. I don't know if you do or not, but but it looks like it. It visually it sets perfectly, and that's a great color on you. I
Thank
see
you.
what you mean. Like how yellow wouldn't be good, orange probably wouldn't be good with you.
Oh no,
But
yeah.
that's
I
a
don't know.
great because that's a great contrast to your skin tone, and
Thank
especially
you,
if
man.
you're doing everything else plain. Like let's say you've got like dark jeans, you've got your white shoes. Um, Certain things stand out. You know, a lot of times they say like women look at shoes, so they see the
Mm.
shoes, they see the watch, they see your shirt, and then they see that face. They see that gorgeous, handsome face.
Oh,
It
stop.
sets the whole thing beautifully.
Thanks, man. Yeah, guys, it's all about the fit, baby, and it's all about the colors and how it fits you. And Glenn, I'm gonna have to try that gold and black because I was forgive
You
me,
would
I was
look really good in
judgmental.
it. You would look really good in
Yeah.
it if you had like a gold chain, black shirt just like that, gold watch. That would look really good for sure.
Sick. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, and the black hair too. Like you gotta like think about your hair too and what color your hair. Hopefully you're not doing any of that like LA stuff where it's like blue or pink or something. But hey, if you are, power to you. There's a look for you, promise. So yeah, what's else is on the agenda, Huds? I know a
Right. So
nice.
let me look at this here. I mean, I guess we can go as you think about some other things. I want to talk about grooming because I think grooming is incredibly important and it's a big thing that a lot of guys just can't get right. And I
Mm,
don't understand what makes it so difficult. So um, I'm not perfect right now. There's still stuff that I need to like fix. Like I didn't even shave today, so I got other stuff I can clean up. But I cut my own hair.
no way.
Would you
No, I
know
would
that?
guess that. No, not at all.
No? Okay. So, yeah, I cut my own hair. I haven't been to a barber in 3 years now.
Dude, this guy,
And
bro.
so,
No grocery
yeah,
store, no barber, no laundry.
dude, I'm
This
living
is a
life on
man right
easy
here.
mode.
Let's go.
But that's because like I wanted to learn this stuff. I
Okay.
and a lot of the times that I would go and like get my hair done, it's either I have to pay for something that's much more expensive to get like a true professional, or if I'm going to like Supercuts or something, I never knew who I was going to get. I never knew how good of a job they were going to do. Most of the time, I would have to instruct them through the haircut
Yeah.
just for them to get it right. And
Yeah.
so I just ended up teaching myself how to do it. And
Nice.
I've talked to people that they tend to do their beard. They tend to go to a barber for their beard. I don't think you should do that. I think
Okay.
it makes so much more sense if you're going to grow out facial hair like this. It makes so much more sense to invest in a high quality electric razor that can do the trimming and the lines and keep it to a certain length
Mm,
and just
yeah.
do it on your own. And then on top of that, you just get beard oil and everything like that, and you can just make sure that everything flows smoothly.
Okay.
So it depends on if you enjoy the experience or not, but I think that a lot of it can be a waste of money if you can figure it out. I mean, haircuts might be a little bit different, but
Yeah.
especially when it comes to haircuts and your beard, all of this, it's all about your facial structure. Okay,
Yes.
everybody's got different sized heads, and different things look better on different people. So if you're not sure what to do, the very first thing you should do is to go to a barber and ask them for a recommendation.
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever done that. I have done that before, asked for some advice. And I've actually, because a lot of the places that I would go to would have women that would be
Yeah.
cutting my hair, I would ask them what they think would sit best on my face.
Okay.
And then I would let them just cut it however they thought was best. And I got some good ones. I got some really good ones. And it's what established my hairstyle like this to this day. The only hairstyle besides this that I had was the faux hawk back in high school,
No way.
and I graduated, and so now I sit this way. But yeah, those are my basics when it comes to hair, and you don't know what to do. Go get a second opinion. Um, I'm not talking so much about the money saving thing. I'm an anomaly,
Mm,
but get a second opinion and try something new. Hair always grows back. So just get a second opinion. Then with the facial hair, definitely just invest in a good quality razor, learn to use it,
Cool.
and you can have everything running perfectly fine. And I also, the last piece before I turn it to you on grooming, um, going bald is not a bad look and it's not a bad thing.
Nope.
There was a guy that I have in my men's community, and when he was fighting against going completely bald, we really had to push him off a ledge just to do
Oh
it.
wow.
And ever since, dude, his attractiveness went up like
Sweet.
at least 1 or 2 points, and he had a lot more success because it looks cleaner, it looks better.
Mm,
It's better
yeah.
to stick, like, to commit to a look than to have patchiness. You don't
Totally.
want to have
Yeah.
just like patchy, silly, clearly balding hair. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're committing to the look, and it works. It really does work. So, what's your opinion on some of this grooming stuff, or what advice could you give to guys if they like when it comes to hair?
That's a great question. And Hudz, you touched on some great points, man. Like the balding, for example. I mean, look at the most popular guy on the internet right now, Mr. Tate. He's got no hair. Well, he does now because he just got out of jail. But
Yeah,
for the most part, he's got no hair. Rich Cooper, right? No hair. Looks great.
you
He
got the
pushes it a
Rock.
lot too. The
You got
Rock,
the Rock.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the other guy? Jason Statham, that just badass actor guy. So yeah, guys, you can look great bald. I will say it probably does look better on white guys. I think there's been times where I've been close to bald and it just doesn't look right. But anyway, again, you got to find what works for you. And again, with the hair cutting, I think those are some great tips, man. Like what we talked about earlier with going in for the cologne, and how women will always give great advice if they're not dating you. So they're going to be honest with you and say what looks best. And when you said that, I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I did, guys. I used to have this style, but I left the sides like really long and bushy. And it just, because I have a big head already, it made my head look bigger. And she's like, oh, why don't we just take a 0 to 1 fade on the sides and back and see how that looks? And it was kind of like coming up, like all these like European people were doing it, like the soccer players. Like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
hell yeah. And then they put like a hard part in there. So it's got like a split and it's just super clean. I really like what you're saying about learning how to cut your own hair though, because it's expensive, dude, to get a haircut. Like freaking Great Clips now is like $30, dude. Are you kidding me? And you're
And
totally
if you want to go to a real barber too, you're paying a heck of a lot more than that.
heck of a lot of money. And we're guys, so our hair grows back in like a week and a half, right? So it is an investment. And I was at like Great Clips at one point, and the lady was, I think she must have like had an alcohol problem or something because her hand the whole time was it was the most stressful haircut because I'm like, dude, you better not like bald me, dude. And sometimes too, like the hair person will just like even though you're walking them through it, they won't always get what you're saying and they'll still do it their own way. I was there like 2 weeks ago and I said specifically, leave this side short because if they cut too much off this side, this is for me personally, my head just looks kind of like a penis. It's just,
It's just uneven and weird.
yeah, it looks like a dick. And I'm like, just don't make it like that. And like, she's just like chopping to bits on the side. And I literally just say, stop. That's enough. Like, no more. I'm like, I told you not to do it. I didn't obviously say it like that, but finding someone to like, if you're in a town that's established, here back to tips here, find someone that does it right once and then just get their name, find out when they work, reserve them, and then have them just do it every time because
Yes.
yeah, it's going to save
Yeah,
a ton of
that's
headache.
great. That's great advice. Yeah, find somebody and stick to them.
Yes.
Find out their schedule and stick to them.
Yep.
That is the best. That's the best in the world. Like that's really, really good advice. I forgot about that.
Question for you too. Obviously can't grow a beard. What, like we were talking about how the price of clothes isn't that important, right? You can get cheap clothes. That's kind of what our theme has been today. If anyone's just tuning in, but what about like for beard oil and for maintaining it? Do you want to invest in a quality product there, or what's your thoughts on beard maintenance?
Oh, that's great. And we can definitely then segue further into hair gels and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I actually don't use beard oil. I don't
Oh,
use any of that stuff. So I'm just mentioning it because I know most guys do. And if you really want to grow like a full, really nice beard, you probably should be grooming it a little bit better. I keep mine like this is probably depends on the time of year. Sometimes I can grow it. Uh, I've grown it very thick before, but I typically keep it to this or shorter. I
Okay.
just I don't know. I like it better instead of just having a whole bunch of stuff. Um, so I actually don't use anything,
Okay.
but it definitely can help some guys, and that's why I'm putting it out there. But I can't give any recommendations on it because for me, it just naturally seems to fill out and set right. I
Sure.
do have like small patches, like right here, just like a small little bit. I've
Mm,
got like one or two spots where it's not as thick as everywhere else, but
okay.
it all flows smoothly, so it's not a huge deal. Now, when it comes to product in the hair, um,
Let's go.
yeah, so this is going to be an interesting one. I used to always use a paste. I like a paste more than anything else.
Okay.
I don't like a gel
No,
because
guys,
it just
stay away
becomes
from
too
gels.
hard. Yeah.
Great tip. Yep. Stay away.
So a paste. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head which one I have because I'm like using something else now. But I'll
Okay.
tell you what. One thing that I did when it comes to hair. So I actually stopped shampooing my hair.
Whoa. Stop the cap.
No, dude,
Stop the
dead ass.
cap.
I stopped shampooing my hair probably 2 years ago
Why? That's so
because
interesting.
your natural oils take care of it. You
Huh.
still bathe, obviously, but you don't. But if you think about it, shampoo was only an invention whenever in like the 1900s.
Yeah.
Maybe it was before then, but I don't think
They
um,
use like ivory and
because
stuff.
because
Yeah.
what it does essentially think about it like this: if you put shampoo in your hair, then your hair it strips it of all its oils,
Yep. Mhm.
and then you need to put in conditioner so that it becomes soft again.
Whoa. Wow, God, dude, talk about breaking holy shit, breaking through the matrix. God dang. Yeah,
It
they're
dude, it's literally I'm not gonna say it's a conspiracy, but like let's be real here.
ser talk about money marketing, man. Like, yeah, shampoo and conditioner, one of the biggest industries in the world. And it's just that makes total sense. They're just keeping you buying because you need the shampoo, you need the conditioner for the shampoo. Wow, that's so interesting. Now, what
So
about
the
the
thing the
smell?
thing with that though, just to clarify for anybody who wants to look into this, and if they were going to try it, um, it does take a good amount of time for your hair ecosystem to adjust to that,
Oh, okay.
because it needs to go back to normal baseline. So when you first
Wow.
stop shampooing, you're going to be a greasy mess.
Oh,
It's
whoa.
it's like really uncomfortable, and
Okay.
you end up you end up wanting to shampoo again just to get rid of it. But
Yeah.
if you don't, and if you just keep bathing like normal, um, it could be a different amount of time for everybody. But after I would say like maybe like a month, 6 weeks, things should start getting back to baseline. And then, yeah, you really don't, there's no real reason to do it. And also, I think that just personally, I think that not doing it helps the strength and
Okay.
integrity of your hair. So when we
Okay.
talk about like guys going bald, I think that it's better not to be shampooing and doing all that because your hair is going to remain stronger.
Mm,
Now, I do still condition, not all the
okay.
time, but most times, because I do like adding that, um, the extra nutrients and the softness and everything else like that, because it doesn't strip the oils in the same way that shampoo does.
Okay. What about the smell though? Like, doesn't your head start to smell? Like after a
No,
couple of days, if I don't shower, my hair smells like not good.
no, that's what I'm saying. The natural ecosystem of your body.
Wow.
Um, yeah,
Dude, that's sick. Well, first off, that's gonna be the clip from this video going up first, guys, for the shorts. Is that I don't shampoo. I was like, what the fuck? That's so
yeah,
fascinating, man.
it is. It
So
is. The
fascinating.
very first time I actually heard about it was from Roosh, the old pickup guy.
Okay.
Roosh
That's his
V.
name. Yep.
Yep. So I remember when I read his book Game back in 2017, that I think he had spoke about that, and I was curious,
Mhm.
and so I ended up looking into it, and I was like, oh my god, like this actually is a real thing. And then you like kind of uncover everything and you realize, and then when you actually go through it, and that's what I'm saying, like I came out the other side of doing it, like I probably will never shampoo. The next time that my hair gets shampooed will be when I die and they're preparing me for the funeral.
We'll put it in your obituary not to use shampoo. We'll be like, my will, no shampoo, no matter what. And that's so interesting. And yeah, I'm really gonna think about that a little bit, guys. That's a great tip. You don't need shampoo. Huds, you're gonna be probably the most um, minimalistic millionaire when you hit your stride here, saving thousands on just a little stuff. That's so cool. Little diving in, if you do use shampoo, couple tips is to shower, wash your hair with cold water. The hot water, I used to do hot water all the time, and it just destroys the hair. So use cold water always for washing your hair, and then ideally like leave the conditioner in for a couple minutes, like do your other shit, and then leave the
That's a huge
conditioner in.
one. That's a
Yeah.
huge one. That's the huge difference. You don't want to put it in and wash it out right away.
Nope. Nope. Let it sit. Let it marinate. I have really thick hair. Is your hair pretty thick, Huds, or is it more thin? You're thick
Yeah,
too. Yep.
very
Thick.
thick.
When I was in high school, my best friend's mom, and he was the guy that got me into fashion. She goes, "Joel, your hair feels like pubes," and I got
No, she
so
didn't.
she did. Yep. And I got so insecure about it. And I spent like 3 years trying to fix my hair, like trying to make it thin. So I got it like relaxed. I went to like this salon. They put like all these chemicals in it, and it made it soft for like a week. And I'm just like, it's insane, guys. So yeah, definitely gotta guys with thin hair too. I found they have to um like the product doesn't work as well. Like they have to use maybe like a more like a clay to make it
Yeah, that's
work
why I like
with
the
clay.
clays and the paste more.
Yeah,
I think universally, like the paste is really the best.
pace.
Just
Okay,
personally, yeah.
grab a couple products here.
All right, let's see what Mr. Joel's gonna bring us out.
Have you guys heard of Axe? No, I'm just kidding. We've matured, right? So this stuff is I found out recently. It's called Firsthand Supply. It is a what is it? A pomade, but it's matte. So that is
Mm.
something too. Like look for things that say matte because like it doesn't really look like I have product in because it's matte. Like if I were to get in a gel, it would just be shining and like greasy, right? Gels like that was back in the 90s, right? We're past this. So and this stuff too, it's all natural. So it doesn't have any like the stuff that's bad for your hair. So look for something like that. The stuff you're gonna get at like a Walmart or a Target, it's not great for your hair, just as a heads up. Or even at those like if you go to like Great Clips or something, Supercuts, they have like the worst products there in terms of like health
And
for
they're
your
gonna
hair.
try and push it on you because they've
Oh
got
yeah.
deals with them, so they're making money on it.
Oh yeah. And the big thing is they'll say alcohol in it. You don't want to put alcohol in your hair. Are you kidding? And this stuff smells freaking awesome too. So use a little bit. One big tip is to really like make sure you rub it in all the way to your hands because otherwise you might get these white chunks that look like dandruff.
Hmm.
You do not want that, guys. Next thing is this is a game changer. It's called the brush. I used to be a comb guy, and I have thick hair, so I need a brush. And this one has like the soft like horsehair kind of other side, so that's good for like the not long parts.
Mhm.
So brush is going to be huge. Some guys can do obviously comb. How do you do a comb or do you do a brush? I know I've seen you
I use a brush because my
brush.
hair is
Okay,
thicker. Mhm.
I knew that because I've seen you brush your hair before, and I was like, wait, was that a comb? But definitely a brush. And I had a question to you about trimmers. I'll show mine quick. This is a Panasonic. What's great is that you can get your whole body right. So manscaping, another really important grooming tip, guys. Don't be that nasty hairy dude, especially where it counts. Shave your nipples. You do have some chest hair, so I'm curious like how you deal with that. I'm bare as a bone, but this is good because like even the lawnmower, it's not as powerful as the advertisements give out. Like it doesn't cut to the skin. This one,
Mhm.
this one's a beast, dude. It cuts all the way to the. Obviously, it's not going to cut your skin, but it cuts like pretty much bare. And so it's like $80. You can get on Amazon. It's a game changer. So yeah, what do you do with your grooming, your manscaping, and all that?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I there's some like Chinese brand. I don't recall exactly what it is, but it cost me like $40. And I've had to go through like two of them now. But it works perfectly for everything I need. Like I can shave everything. I can even cut my hair with it. It's got all the different sizes depending. So like I can go ahead and do this. I can use the larger stuff to do the hair.
Cool.
And then when it comes to body, like you're right, yes, shave around your nipples. For me personally, like I like to keep a lot of the chest hair.
Yep.
Um, but some of the stomach hair, I don't do all of it. I actually, this is a weird thing, and this is just for whatever reason, the one of the girls I dated in high school, she told me that it was like really sexy if like the hair went straight down in a line, like straight all the way down. And so for whatever reason, that stuck with me. And so that's how I do it. So I'll shave
Sweet.
everything except for a straight line all the way down to the end. And then yeah, I can use the trimmer for everything basically. It's waterproof,
Nice.
so you do it when you shower or
Yep.
otherwise. So it's not like you're shaving your balls and then going right to your face. Like the thing it's getting cleaned and you can clean it no problem. But yeah, no, that's a huge one. I'm glad you brought that up because I mean another piece of that is if you do have like a big bush, unless you like want it for some reason, trimming down there is actually a quick tip to make you look bigger.
Mm, yes, dude. Totally forgot about that one. Absolutely. What's the manscaping logo? The you trim the hedge, the bush. No, you trim the bush, the hedge looks bigger.
Yeah,
That
there you
is,
go.
it's true. And like just out of respect for the girl, right? You don't want her getting a mouthful of hair. Like, ugh.
Yeah, and hair carries. Yeah, so that's interesting you say that because my hair doesn't really smell, but I was just about to say yes, hair traps odor.
Mm,
So
okay.
if you've got like a big bush and stuff down there, yeah, it's gonna carry a scent, and it's not it may not transfer well unless you had just showered.
Sure. Some guys too, like you're gonna find that depending on who you are, you might just be like a hairier guy. Like my friend in high school, he was the hairiest motherfucker. Good looking dude, but his ass was just so fucking hairy. So
What were you doing looking at his ass?
oh, we always do like I don't know, no homo, but we he would always show us his ass because it was just like we were like, dude, like shave that shit. He's like, no, man, like, and it was to his defense, it would have taken way too long to shave, but point being, like, shave your ass, guys. Shave your crack, shave your gooch. It's gonna be cleaner. Some girls like to feel down there, and you don't want like a nice clean front, and then you just got like freaking like a wedge down there. Like no, like get rid of that. It's weird, I know it's awkward, but hey, it's gonna make a difference. What you can do is you can grab a mirror and just squat over it and kind of understand how your body works in that sense. Finding a razor too, like this one's nice because it's angled, so it's easy to like kind of maneuver. If it's like the straight one, you kind of have to like hold it weird and do all that.
Mhm.
So kind of more the intimate stuff, but it will make a difference and it will make you feel more confident too, especially when you're going out with a woman and that there might be a fun ending. And then,
For sure. No, it's a great tip. Well, let's round this out.
cool.
There's one last thing that I think you sent to me that you wanted to talk about
Oh
with
yeah,
laundry.
definitely, definitely. And one more on that, guys. Pluck your eyebrows, trim your nose hair. Trim your nose hair. Simple. Make a big difference. You don't want these like nasty long ass things hanging out of your nose. Will make a big difference. And then so yeah, the last thing I wanted to touch on this was laundry and stains. So with sometimes like white shirts, cheap shirts like this, they'll get deodorant stains on the armpit. That is what's nice about having cheap clothes from like Kohl's or Target, right? You don't feel guilty about destroying a $6 t-shirt. Like, wow, I'll go buy another one for $6. Something you can do though to make the color last, especially if you do have more expensive clothes, because we're not saying here don't go get expensive stuff. Like, dude, you're so weird if you buy nice stuff. Some people just like nice clothes that cost a lot, and that might be you. So more power to you. What you can do is whenever you wash it, turn it inside out.
Mm.
Simple hack. Yep.
Dude, and that's so good for if you do have anything that's like printed on it,
Yes.
it's
Yep.
going to retain that longer instead of breaking it up.
100%, man. 100%. And you'll just find that there'll be more color for longer. Even black shirts too. Black shirts will do the same, where if you fold it
Mhm.
inside out, there'll be a darker black for a longer time. So a little pro tip I learned and made a huge difference, and I can keep my Target shirts for years, dude.
It's good stuff. That is good stuff.
Anything else from you, Huds?
I'm trying to think. We hit so many different aspects of style, and then we even went into personal hygiene a bit. I'm trying to think if there's any other things to touch on. I mean, I think we covered most of it.
Yeah.
There's definitely more that we could dive into,
Yep.
but I guess that might be about it. So, you know, style is not as complicated as it may seem. It may be daunting, but it's really pretty simple. Lean on other people for advice. Definitely, as we were mentioning earlier, like check out color theory. That would be great to figure out for any guy of like, all right, what colors work with me so that I can look my best. And then, as you said, go to a bunch of different places and just try on clothes and figure out. When you put something on and it's the right fit, and
Oh
you're
yeah.
looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, who's this guy? Where did he come from?
Shit.
So, so that's great advice as well. Um, so yeah, that's really all I had. Do you have any final thoughts?
I did have one more final thought now that you bring it up, and it's sock game. so Hudson had a little laugh the other week talking about um, socks not to wear, because you see it, right? You got the guys with the baggy shorts, and then you got the high white socks, guys. Like, find a sock. I do the no-show socks, so it just shows pure ankle, real
Yes.
low cut. Find a low cut sock. Yep. You don't want, or like, it is kind of cool to have like the longer sock with like a pattern on it, I think. If you're wearing like maybe like jeans or something, but it's totally, that's like a style preference. Like, I just go
Mhm.
show my ankle, but yeah, you want to have a pair of socks that you don't want to have a beautiful outfit, and then you have like a pair of athletic Nike socks and you can see the Nike swoosh, like or the Adidas symbol, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't do that. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a great point because that's a very subtle one. The no show is awesome. I know some people do go without socks with certain shoes.
You do.
Personally, I have sweaty feet, um, so it's not. I could that no, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's something that I did in high school because it was a prep school, and so we would wear the Sperry's, the boat shoes,
Okay.
and anytime I would have a pair and I would continue to go without the sock, it was nightmare fuel right there. So
It
definitely the no
might be
show
the
is
worst
great.
smell. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
the
Space.
no show is great.
Yep.
Plain colors like a plain black is great as well. I like to do a lot of silly stuff. So like the fun socks. I don't care if I got a nice outfit and then I've got like I don't know Pikachu's on my socks.
Nice.
Just fun stuff. But yeah, the white is that is a bad one. Do not do that. Just pay attention to
Good.
every piece of your outfit should be very classic. What is a classic sock? A black sock. Keep it
Hmm.
classic.
Without a logo, guys, unless it's like a fun sock, like Hud's is saying, because that is a cool fashion to have, like a nice outfit, and then you have just like this crazy sock. I think it's cool, but when it says Adidas on it, and it's like it's like those lines, dude. You know,
Hmm.
that's funny. I got a couple pair of Sperry's over there, and I just can't wear them because they smell so bad so quickly. They're just disgusting. And then here's, guys, if you do have foot odor, because I'm with Huds, my feet stink and sweat. It's called Funk Away. You can get it on Amazon. It's powerful and it kills the odor. So check this out. We are not sponsored by them yet, but we might be one day. And then, yeah, guys, we'll totally do another one of these. My thoughts are that we're eventually going to probably do like redo these videos because they're good topics. But since our audience is small now, we'll do it when there's a lot more people. We can like, you guys can come in, ask questions, and it'll be. We're just going to keep growing this, and I'm super excited for where this is going to lead.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to touch on this a few more times in the future. And especially if anybody's got any questions or anything that they want to be addressed, by all means, throw it down below and we'll go ahead and address it at some point. I
Absolutely.
think that there are so many aspects to becoming a better man that we need to address that we're never going to run out of things to talk about. And it's good to continually talk about them. And maybe there's like a piece that we were missing here. I mean, heck, I can even think of one right now. What type of underwear to actually
Oh,
wear? So
oh,
like, there's many different things that can be talked about. I want to save that one for a different time now
cool,
because
cool.
gotta keep things gotta dangle a little bit. But yeah,
Oh,
there's so many aspects to style, fashion, and just take some of this basic advice to get started, and you'll see a world of difference.
100%.
Cool. So I don't know if we're gonna do something Monday. We'll talk about that. If
Yep.
not, as always, you guys can catch us next Thursday for the next topic. So
Awesome. Thank
thank
you
you,
guys.
everybody, and thank you, Joel. This is a good time again.
Thank you, Huds.